everyone. Thank you so much for taking time to tune in again. And hello to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Okay, so this is a picture of Latoya and her daughters, all with locks. This is a picture of the daughters' locks at the longest length. And this is a picture of their length after some of the length was cut off. And now these are pictures of their hair after the locks were completely taken out and the hair is in finger coils, which was around August 2021. Okay, so let's listen to the consultation.
This call is now being recorded.
Hi, Latoya.
Hi, I am so sorry. Just that fast.
That's okay.
But I was like, oh, it's that time. And I was like, let me sit down, back down. I was just sitting here, and then my husband came home with groceries.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. So what's going on?
Well, okay, so my girls had locks in their hair, and I was trying to maintain them that way. Well, then I was told that they didn't want them anymore, so I attempted to try to comb the tangles, whatever you want to say, them out. And so around August, you know, they had to go to school. Me and my husband just made a decision to comb out what we could and then cut the rest. So that's what we did. And so now their hair is probably about, I would say probably about maybe 3 or 4 inches long, maybe a little longer than that, honestly. So they have a good size afro. And I just want to make sure that I'm not overthinking this at all. And I believe that I have the concept just from your YouTube videos, but I just want to make sure, because let me say this, I do use Blue Magic in their hair, but I'm still noticing when I wash their hair sometimes that I'm not getting their scalp fully cleaned at the time. So I don't know if there's something else I need to do. Should I go section by section? I'm trying to figure all of that out.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How old are your girls?
They are 7 and 9.
Okay, 7 and 9. And, okay, and you said the hair is 3 to 4 inches long. Is that all the way around or just the part that y'all cut off?
All the way around.
All the way around. Okay. So how long have they been natural?
Oh, their whole life.
Oh, well, I guess I'm sorry. How long has it been since you cut the dreads out? That's what I'm asking. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, since August.
Okay, since August. Okay, you said that. Okay. Okay. And when you say you use Blue Magic, how do you use Blue Magic?
Well, what I do is I normally will I'll shampoo their hair. After I shampoo it and try, I'm sorry. I detangle their hair first with water. Sometimes I do use like a little oil, like olive oil, but I do that part, and then I shampoo their hair, and after shampooing their hair like at least twice, maybe even 3 times, then that's when I pull them back up and try to towel blot their hair kind of dry, and then I start normally at the nape of their neck, and I start detangling again, so then I can then oil the scalp, I guess, and their hair, and then I normally either do a twist or a braid and like a box braid, and like I part it, and then I'll either twist it or braid it. So that's all I can do. I can't do anything else.
Okay. So let me ask you some questions regarding what you said, and I'm just asking questions for clarification. So you said you detangle with oil and water. Are you spraying water on the hair or are you rinsing the hair?
I'm spraying water on their hair.
Okay.
Section by section. I'm sorry. I didn't say
Okay.
that before.
Okay. Okay. And do you use a comb at that stage?
Well, for my older girl, I can use a comb. That I start down at the tip and then like travel up is what I do. But for my other daughter, she's very tender-headed. So I normally finger detangle first, and then I try to come back with the comb.
Okay, so a comb is used. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and ask all my questions first. What kind of shampoo do you use?
Whatever I have on hand, honestly.
Okay, so
it's just like right now I'm using this. It's a moisturizing detangle shampoo. I can't even think of its name. I don't know if it's ORS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm using right now. But before it used to be like Aussie or something like that.
Okay. So then when you finish shampooing, you detangle it, let it dry a little bit, detangle again, and that's again with the comb. Is it in sections?
Normally it's not in sections. Now when their hair was longer, I did do sections.
Okay.
Tell Daddy I'm on the phone. Thank you.
Okay. And you said you follow with oiling the scalp and hair. Is there conditioner? Like the conditioner?
Mm-mm.
Okay, no conditioner. Okay. Okay. And then you twist it up and braid it. Okay. So when you detangle the hair, you wet the hair, you spray it with the water, then you put a little oil on it, you said, and then you comb your oldest daughter, finger detangle, your youngest, then comb. Do you see a lot of hair in the comb?
Not
you see some hair.
I see some hair, but it's not since like probably the first initial shampoo after they had their locks. Because they had their locks. They probably had it for about 2 years. So after, like initially, it was a lot of hair that I saw. That could have been a lot of shed hair after these, but I guess with my oldest girl, her hair seemed like it feels fine. My youngest girl, like I would say from her root down to the shaft of her hair, I guess along the shaft, it's fine. But when I get to the bare, I would say probably maybe less than a fourth of an inch of where her ends is very ragged feeling.
Okay.
It almost feel like it needs to be cut. And and I was just like, okay, well, if I cut it, I don't want it to be like a hat job, really. So I didn't know if I probably should seek professional, assistance or services or not.
So let me ask you this: when you detangle, you put the oil, the water, you detangle. Do you let it set, or do you wash it right after you do that?
Kind of depends on what kind of time I got. So if I go ahead and I don't have a lot of time, then I go straight in and then and shampoo. But if I have time, I do let it sit, like almost like a pre-poo, I guess. I don't know.
And what's your goal?
Well, my oldest girl, she just wants her hair to grow. I don't know about my youngest girl per se. She wants hair. She wants to appear to look nice. When they used to have, their hair was so long it was like coming down the middle of their back, and I guess I'm just trying to get it back to at least that stage. Okay. But I wanted to be more manageable at the same time because it wasn't. And that was why I made the decision. See, their hair is a lot different than mine. Mine, they have more like probably I would say 3 B, 3C hair maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I have more 4C hair or 4B hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, it's just a different, and then my baby girl is so funny. Her
Mm-hmm.
texture is like she has straight hair. She has
Mm-hmm.
curly hair, and it looks like she got even 4C hair in her head. And I'm just like, it's all mixed in. It tangles on top of each other, on itself. And I'm just like, there has to be a better way to keep their hair.
And what is it? Is it thick or you think it's thin?
My baby girl hair is kind of thin. My oldest girl, her hair is it's actually thicker.
Okay. You said the oldest is there?
It's thicker. Her hair is thicker. So like her hair is more curly. Like literally, I put water on it and it detangles. Like I really don't have to put oil on her hair. It's to detangle. But my baby girl, that's kind of like I need for the water kind of to penetrate. So I do try to smooth it in a little bit just with my hand, or pat it in, and then I try to take the oil right after that, just so it'll stay for the moment.
Okay. And when you shampoo, do you experience a lot of tangles?
With the baby girl I do, not with my oldest girl.
Okay. Okay, so here's the reason I'm asking all of these questions, just to kind of give you suggestions to meet your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is to grow longer hair. And so regarding detangling with water, could you spray water in this section as you put the olive oil, use comb? Okay, what I suggest as far as that step is to rinse the hair. Because what happens is, how long do you go without washing? I was intending to ask you that. How often do you wash?
So I'm gonna be honest. I have to get better on the scheduling, but in general, I try to do every 2 weeks. But I know I probably from me looking at your videos, I was gonna try every week.
Okay.
But it honestly takes me so much time.
Yeah, I know.
So I did good. I was able to finish my baby girl hair in 5 hours. I was just like, oh, thank God. Wow. I'm not a braider. I'm not nothing. So it's like, oh.
Okay. So as far as the detangling, so this is your wash day too, in order to increase the length or, retain the length. What I suggest is when you do your pre-poo, you said you spray water, put the oil. Instead of spraying water, go ahead and rinse the hair with warm to hot water, as hot as you can stand it. So what that's going to do is add moisture back into the hair. It's going to cleanse the hair some, and it's going to add moisture back into it. So when you rinse the hair, you can get the oil and put on there, and then cover it with a plastic bag. Let it sit for about 30 minutes just so all of the hair strands can absorb some kind of water, some kind of moisture. Okay?
Gotcha.
So you're going to rinse, you're going to put your oil, and I suggest not even combing until after you let the water set on the hair. Because remember, natural hair breaks when it's dry.
Gotcha.
So when you spritz that water, that's pretty much all you're doing is spritzing some water on it. And, think about this. Your hair dries out in 2 to 3 days. That's no matter what porosity. Your hair dries out 2 to 3 days. It's like science. So if you go 2 weeks without washing the hair, just imagine how dry it is.
It's very dry. Okay.
It's very dry. So when you manipulate the hair, it's going to break. Even though you spritz some water on it, that water hadn't soaked in just yet.
Got you. Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
And so, so you're going to rinse the hair with hot speeds up the process, as hot as you can stand it. not scorching, but as hot as you can stand it. You put your oil on there and put the cap on, let it set because, you know, your hair is dry. You want to let a little water get to it. That's what I do. I let a little water get to mine. Even though I, you know, wash frequently, I still rinse my hair first and let the water sit on it for a while. Okay, so after that, you said that you go in, you know, you're done pre-pooing in 30 minutes, however long you want to leave that water on, you go in with the shampoo. And you did say you shampoo 2 to 3 times. Now, keep in mind, the reason I asked you, what kind of shampoo do you use? Shampoo is the culprit of most of all the issues we experience. So when you shampoo, that shampoo strips your hair. And that's what causes it to feel like, you said raggedy or brittle, maybe brittle at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, your shampoo is strong. It's probably a sulfate shampoo.
Okay.
So here's how you can, you know, prevent that. When you wash the hair, instead of using oil, in my videos I always talk about, I put a little grease on mine. Yeah. And the reason I put that grease on it is because the shampoo, it takes the shampoo longer to eat away at the grease. So if the shampoo is eating up the grease, it's not going to touch my hair strand. It's only going to eat up the grease and dirt that's on the hair strand.
So hold on. Let me make sure I got this, okay? So after I do the pre-poo and let it set and everything.
No. Once you rinse it, instead of using oil, since you're using a sulfate shampoo, that sulfate shampoo, it eats that oil up right away.
Gotcha.
And so when it eats that oil up right away, then it works at eating up the hair, stripping the hair.
Got you. Okay.
So, because oil is so thin. However, that grease is thick.
Thick. Oh, got you. Okay.
So it takes the shampoo longer to eat up the grease.
Got you.
And so the time that shampoo is on the hair, it's going to work towards eating up that grease and not stripping your hair because your hair is stuck inside that layer of grease.
Got you.
And so now you don't have to put like a lot of grease, just, you know, a little bit to coat the hair strand.
Got you.
Okay. So I put the grease on there and, you put the grease on there instead of the oil. And again, that's because you're using a sulfate shampoo. Okay.
Got you.
But if you don't use a sulfate shampoo, you can use oil, but again, even the non-sulfate shampoos, they dry out the hair as well. So I suggest putting a little grease on there because it's going to take those shampoos longer to eat away at that thick grease versus that little in oil. So you're going to rinse your hair on hot water and then pre-poo with grease.
Got you. Pre-poo
just a little bit at the end. As far as you said that you don't feel like you're getting the scalp clean, why do you say that?
Well, because by the time I'm like parting to grease their scalp or to tangle and grease it out and then like do that particular section in the twist or braid, sometimes I still see flakiness. It's only at the crown of their head. So I was like, well, either I'm not shampooing enough there when I think that I am, so maybe I need to really kind of go down and use, if not my fingertips, but a little bit of my nail, like you said in your video. I just
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I was a little. I don't want to. I guess apply too much pressure. But see, I'm not feeling this. So I don't know.
Okay. So let me tell you what's going on. It's probably little white flakes or white stuff you see in the scalp. That's sebum.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sebum. And so what happens is sebum is thick. When water hits the sebum, it solidifies. It's like it's
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it solidifies. So in order to get rid of that, it's not that you're not shampooing it good enough. Shampoo doesn't cleanse our scalp all the way. that sebum.
Gotcha.
When shampoo touch that sebum, it'll strip off some, but the part that it doesn't strip off, it hardens. It stays there.
Okay.
So just because you rub, gently rub that shampoo on there, that clump of sebum is still there, and the crown is where a lot of sebum secretes.
Okay.
So what I suggest with that is when you're going to rinse the hair with hot water. I'm repeating this again. Rinse it with hot water. You're going to put a little grease on the ends of the hair. This is your pre-poo step. Go ahead and oil the scalp during the pre-poo.
Okay.
And when you oil it, the scalp is wet, get that grease and make sure you rub it back and forth. Now what that does, since that sebum is thick, as soon as the water hits, it's going to congeal. Because it's so thick, that grease is going to thin it out. And I've shown that in some videos.
I do remember that. Okay. I do remember that because I was like, oh, she put it on the scalp too. Okay.
Because I have such thick sebum, so much sebum. So I have to thin it out to help that shampoo.
Gotcha.
The only way that shampoo will just eat up all of that sebum is if you just let it set. But if you just let it set in your hair, it's going to dry out your hair. So to prevent that, go ahead and grease the scalp while, doing your pre-poo process. Grease the scalp. Yep. So you're going to grease your end
and grease the end. Okay.
And the scalp. Now, when you put that grease on there, don't just blob it on there. Get a little bit and rub it on the skin back and forth to make sure it's kind of like rubbing it in. And what that's doing, you're rubbing it into that sebum to thin it out.
Gotcha.
Okay. So when you do that, then you put your plastic cap on. Okay.
Okay.
So we got that. That's our pre-poo step. Then we're going to move on to the shampoo. Okay. So you said that you shampoo 2 to 3 times. You don't have to shampoo 2 to 3 times. Because let me tell you why. Well, I don't think you should.
Gotcha.
Okay. The more you shampoo, you're stripping your hair more and more.
Okay.
It's going to be brittle and feel ragged-like. That's the damage that shampoo does to the hair. And it's going to break. So the more you do it, the more you're going to feel that brittle feeling.
Gotcha.
So I suggest if you're greasing the ends, lightly greasing the ends and lightly greasing the scalp, excuse me, just to remove the sebum, you should be able to get away with 1 hair wash, 1 shampoo.
Okay. 1 shampoo.
Yeah. Now, if you do 1 shampoo and you're like, I still feel some grease on her hair. It looks like some grease is still on her scalp. Number 1, that means you probably use too much grease. So the next time you'll know not to use as much. And then go ahead and do a second wash.
And then, only if I feel it. Okay.
Yeah, only if you feel it. Yeah. And you're going to notice when you use that grease instead of that oil, your hair is going to be really soft. That's because the shampoo worked on stripping the grease off versus drying out your hair strands.
Got you.
Okay? And you can use, if you want to use sulfate shampoo, that's fine. That's fine. Just don't do it 3 times, and only 2 times if you feel like you need to.
If I feel like I need to. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So then you say you towel blot. Okay. And then you detangle. Okay. Detangle. Okay. And now. Okay. So you detangle and then you put oil on the scalp. And now when you detangle, the hair, it is still wet for the most part, right?
For the most part, it's still wet, yes.
Okay.
So it's only like when I get to the top, that's when it kind of dries out a little. By the time I get there, it'd be dry after that. So I didn't know if I should wet it again or
spray some water. Now, let me tell you, the reason it's dry like that is because your shampoo has stripped it.
Got you. So I will notice a difference once I do it this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you feel that it's dry, go ahead and just spritz some water on it. Like mine, sometime before I can get to that section, it's probably like 80% dry or whatever. So I just go ahead and spritz some hot water on it, and then kind of work that in before I comb because you want it to be wet.
Got you. Okay.
Okay. So then you mentioned then you get the section and put oil on the scalp and the hair.
Well, when I say oil, that's actually grease.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually grease. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you put grease on the scalp and the hair. Okay, that's cool. And then you twist it up. Okay.
Twist or braid it up. Yep.
Braid it up. Okay, so that's cool. Now, the thing is, if you're waiting, you said you wash every 2 to 3 weeks. Now, 2 to 3 weeks, that hair is going to be super duper dry. That's why you're saying, I feel like it's ragged or brittle. Now, what happens, you use that shampoo 2 to 3 times. Remember, it strips the hair. And then you put the grease on it. It's kind of like you're putting grease on dry hair because you've used so much shampoo.
Yeah.
And you only want to put grease on wet hair. So you want to minimize or lessen the amount of times you use the shampoo. And then you want to apply the grease. However, grease will dry your hair out. I said that in a video and everybody just went crazy. It ain't never dried my hair out. Regardless of how your hair feels, just say a lot of people use conditioner. And they think, oh, my hair is not dry. Yes, it is. After 3 days, no matter you use conditioner or what, your hair is dry.
It's dry.
The conditioner makes it feel soft and smooth. That's just that layer of condition. It's kind of like creates an illusion. But it's really dry. So what you want to do is how to prevent that. That grease is going to dry your hair out even more because no moisture can get in. Like walking around, moisture from the air or it can't get in. So in 3 days, you're going to experience dry hair. So just imagine you've gone 3 days, it dried out. Then you have the grease on it that's drying it out even more. So you've gone 2 weeks like that. Just imagine how dry the hair is.
Now that you say it like that, that makes total sense of why I need to do their hair at least every week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Every week. And if you wait, don't touch the hair. Once you twist it up, leave it alone. Don't go in spraying water because water ain't getting to the hair because the grease is on it. You can't retwist the hair. The only time you're manipulating their hair is on wash day. When you're washing.
Okay. So I need to get them to practice keeping a bonnet or a scarf or something on their head. Because they don't. I buy them. I can put them on myself and either it be off in the morning or it's always an issue. So
yeah. I know. I got two. Yeah. The bonnet is on the floor or the little floor behind the bed and
Okay. Well, how did you combat that?
I have not.
Okay.
I do. They do have the satin pillowcase.
Okay.
But they do have that, so that helps out.
Gotcha.
But so again, they only have one, and then they have the cotton pillowcases. So sometimes I walk in and they've thrown that satin pillowcase, the pillow with the satin pillowcase. It's on the floor, and they've grabbed the cotton. So it's just a lose-lose situation, kind of.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a better understanding, and I know that that this process will probably change how my whole process go with my daughters as far as like their tender-headedness as well too, right? Okay.
So let me tell you about tender-headed. Now, tender-headed, to me, I don't think tender-head is, let me say this, I don't think it's a real thing.
Gotcha.
Now, however, I think it's all about how you use the comb.
Okay.
So when you use the comb, you start at the end, right? Number one, as far as your ends, you have to feel down on those ends. I talk about this a lot in the video. Before you unravel a twist or before you comb, get your hand and rub down the ends of your hair or the ends of the twist. If you feel a knot there, try to get it out before you use the comb. If you feel a single strand knot, those itty bitty knots, trim it off. But if the hair is tangled and knotted at the ends, you got to go ahead and get that out before you use a comb, like comb the length. Because what happens is when you leave that knot there, that tangle or bundle of hair in the end, when you comb, the comb is going to get stuck in that bundle of hair, those tangles. And when you pull, it's going to pull on the scalp. So that's what the tender-headed is about. The hair is, you're pulling the hair, you're pulling on the follicles. So it hurts. And, you know, that's kind of fair. I can see that it would hurt, you know, if somebody is like pulling on your hair. So to me, that's what tender-headed is about. Now, when you comb the hair, I talk about in the videos how you have to bandage the ends, like bandage. So what you do, you get your fingers and just say you're going to comb the very ends. You get your thumb and your first finger and you put it together. You clamp that section of hair and then comb. What that does is the section you're combing, the tension will only be from the little part you're combing to your fingers. That's the only tension. She won't be able to feel anything on her scalp because you stopped it.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm even, like, as soon as you said my index finger and my thumb, I'm, like, closing it together, imagining the hair right there.
Right
and then
there.
I take the comb and then I'm pinching it so hard so that she won't even know I'm doing anything.
She won't even know you're doing it. And as you work your way up, you can go up, pinch, comb, go up, pinch, comb.
Pinch, comb. Okay.
And she won't even feel it.
Got you.
So a lot of people tell me in the comments, you know, they sitting there so quiet. From time to time, I may, you know, not pinch all of the hair, and they may feel want to say, ouch. But for the most part, they don't feel when I'm combing their hair because I'm bandaging. That's what I call it. I'm bandaging. So to stop the pulling. The only thing that's pulling is from my fingers to the end of the comb.
Got you.
And you just work your way up. But you got to make sure you get rid of those tangles and knots at the end because if you comb through those, it's a snag. You're going to pop the ends off. If you
and I think that's what I've been doing is like popping the ends off. Yeah. And so I don't know if that's what is still, even on like I would have went through and washed. Well, we already discussed that I've probably been doing that wrong too. But why? Like only from her scalp and a little bit down her, I would say it's about 1/4 of an inch. When I get to her ends, it's all raggedy and brittle feeling. So I thought about like just literally taking my time and doing it, and like just trimming that little part down since they wear their hair in some type of twist or braid anyway.
If
so
you feel
I thought about just doing it myself.
If you feel you need to trim that off, go ahead and trim that off.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you comb, so number one, in order to prevent the trimming, if you want to trim now, say, okay, I'm starting over. I'm going to trim a little bit off now. We're going to start over. Go ahead and trim a little bit off now. But going forward, put that grease, a little bit of that grease on the end. And shampoo one time if possible.
Yep.
And that's going to prevent you from those little raggedy ends and those knots on the end.
Got you. Okay.
And so if the ends don't pop off, you're retaining length. You'll be able to see the length. As well as if you bandage the ends when you comb them, they can't pop off because you have them stuck in your hand.
Got you.
So there's your growth right there. Those ends. The key to growth is to find out, how do I keep this hair on her head? How do I keep the length.
Mhm.
Because the hair is always growing.
That's right.
It's just a matter
Always.
of how do I keep it on the head.
Yeah, see, I'm not keeping no length. So I had locks as well, right?
Mhm.
I've had
Mhm.
locks for like 3 or 4 years, 3 years,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden I just got tired. I cut it off, and I was just like, but I'm not too worried about growing hair at
Mhm.
all. I like
Mhm.
keeping my short cut, so that's what I'm gonna do. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna still I use my grease
Mhm.
and everything. So,
Mhm.
but I really wanted to get my girls' hair back because they like long hair. They both of them
Mhm.
do. They were a little
Mhm.
upset when we decided to cut it,
Mhm.
and but I knew I had the intentions of letting them grow their hair back. I just needed
Mhm.
to figure out a way of how I was going to keep it because I try
Mhm.
not to go to the salon because that's an expensive road too.
Yeah.
So
And you can do it yourself. It's really not hard. I'm telling you, it's really not hard. I say that a lot in the video. It's really easy, and it's really easy. It's just a
got
matter
you.
of understanding the concept of what,
Mhm.
how to do it or what, or even understanding what am I doing wrong? How can I fix it?
Got you. I mean you didn't the whole because I'm not because there are some times that I don't even do the pre-poo part. I try to if I have
Mhm.
time, but I see that is an important part of preparing
It
for the pre-poo
is.
now.
It
Yeah.
is, and it's only because of the shampoo we use. And
Mhm.
it's kind of, I just don't even have a solution. I'm like, what's the best shampoo? It's kind of like, well, none of it is any good. It's all the same. The hair
Okay.
is going to react to it, whether it's gentle. They say it's gentle, or Now, what I can say about shampoo, and I mentioned this in the video, like Johnson and Johnson or any other shampoo, those are really good shampoos because they're like really, really gentle, and they have ingredient cocamide, dopapil, betaine in it. It's like a byproduct of coconut oil, and when you
Okay.
use it, it'll strip off the grease, and the hair it's going to be a completely different texture. Like I've shown in the videos of my daughter's hair, I said it's like playing a harp. But if I
Mhm.
use like another shampoo, my hair coils really tight.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
just as an FYI, our hair, a lot of people say, like you mentioned 3B, 3C.
Yeah.
Our hair coils. It's not really like that. It's the shampoo that causes our hair to coil up tight. The hair is reacting to it. It's like, get this off me.
Got
So
you.
that's
So
why
it'll
it's
scrunch
so
up and
tight.
curl up. Got you.
But if you use that gentle shampoo with the cocamide dopapil betaine in it, you'll see that the hair won't coil up. It'll coil up, but when it dries, it's gonna be like you can just get the hair and pull it apart. That finger detanglement, you'll love it. I've shown it in the videos.
I was just about to ask you about that too. Yeah.
Mhm. It's the shampoo that causes the hair to be all matted and tangled and all of that.
Okay.
But
so Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, the head to toe body wash, and what else? It's a lot of them out there. Just look on the back, and you will see cocamide dopapil, betaine as the first or second ingredient, probably the first. And ORS has one too. Sulfate free, and I think cocamide dopapil betaine is the first ingredient. Now that's one solution, but I'm not gonna say this is it. No, because you still gotta do what you gotta do. You still gotta say, hey, I still know your shampoo. and you can't damage my hair. But I found that those type of shampoos do good with natural hair.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, that is totally awesome. Okay, cool. I got a lot out of this.
That's why
awesome.
I post the little things. People say they get it, when we talked, you know.
Yeah,
and,
like
mhm.
I could tell I had it halfway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then I got
Mm-hmm.
the explanation behind it. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that in your terms and conditions you said that for like the kind of like the write up of what we discussed
Mm-hmm.
is offered for an additional 20. Is that correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I did take my own notes, but just to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that I have it together, I
Okay.
want to make sure that I get charged for that and that I get the write up kind of.
So you do want the
for
write
that.
up?
I do want the write up. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'll do, I'll send you an invoice, and you know, if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want to just try it with your notes, you can do that, and then
Mm-hmm.
say, well, no, I'm missing something. Send me the notes. Your notes. Or
Okay.
then you can pay at that time.
Okay.
You know, if you want,
okay.
if that's how you want to do it. But if you want me to go ahead and type up the notes right now, and just
Do
let
you
me
mind
know.
if I'll try off of my notes as of right now, and
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. I get paid next week. so
I get it.
I'm gonna try it off of my notes,
Mm-hmm.
and then if I seem like I'm missing something, then is it okay if I text you and be like, can you send me the write up? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got your information, and then I'll send you the invoice, and then I'll send you, it'll be details, step by step, tell you the why, and, all of that.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I think that would help
Mm-hmm.
so much. Yeah.
And then if your girls, just say your girls don't like the grease and water, how that looks on them. Like I've mentioned in the video, I know my hair don't look cute, but I gotta go. If they don't like that look, then, whenever you get a chance, we can schedule a consultation to follow my daughter's routine.
Okay.
What works for them.
Okay.
So just let me know, how you want to go, and if you want the notes.
Okay. All righty. I definitely appreciate this call.
Oh, you're welcome.
Because this will open my eyes. Like, okay, so you're doing halfway right, but not all
yeah,
the way.
you're doing good, really good. Yeah. I was surprised when you said, no, I'm using the grease. I'm like, okay.
yeah, no, I'm using the grease. Yep. Not oil, really. Because I think, I remember back when we was, when I was small, my mom used water and grease.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she did condition my hair, but then, my mom, when I got about 10, my mom got tired and she was like, yeah, you're getting a relaxer.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I didn't use conditioner. The only time I would use a conditioner is when I deep condition, and that wasn't often. Not often at all. I would just wash my hair, but I found a good shampoo that my hair likes, and I would just use that, put some grease, twist it up, and I'm done.
And you done?
Yeah.
I'm all about simple. That
simple.
Is so simple.
Yes, the hair likes when you keep it simple.
Do you know how much of a product junkie I became because I had girls? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I was so appreciative when I found your channel. I really was.
That's good to hear. It works. Keeping it simple works. The hair just wants to be clean and moist. The hair and scalp wants to be clean and moisturized. As far as clean, you just got to find the right cleanser that doesn't make your hair feel brittle and, all of that.
Well, I'm definitely going to look. I know Johnson & Johnson. They had that when they were babies. So I think I might need to go back to that. So I definitely appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're
have a
welcome.
great day, okay?
You too. Thank you.
All right.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and here are pictures of Elena's hair as of May 2023, which is 1 year later. And here are pictures of Alicia's hair as of May 2023, also 1 year later. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Just as an FYI, the hair care consultations are currently on sale. I've left additional details in the description box. Also, stay tuned for part 2, which includes the follow-up consultation. And as always, thank you for your support.